GM. GM. So, trade of the day. I'm going to take a look at, I've got a huge amount of coins on my watch list now for different narratives. I think December's is hotting up nicely. So, in no particular order, and I'm not saying I'm long or short. I'm not short anything. Sorry, I'm not saying I'm long any of these at any specific time or anything like that. But Ripple seems to have something to do with the court settlement coming up, right? So, do I care about court settlements of Ripple? No. But Ripple's chart looks good. We're above the 50, above the 100 week. We had our pump, came back, set a higher low, pumped up again. That's to me, looks like a test pump that we can hold and push higher. It's flipped this level convincingly. This old pivot level that I had on Ripple around 53 cents. That's convincingly been flipped for me. There, the pivot. But what matters more is its cool off. So Ripple has had 30 days since its peak. You almost can't remember when Ripple was pumping, can you? Because all the other shit's been distracting you ever since. These are the coins you want to be looking more at because they've had more time to sell off, to cool off, to consolidate. The reaccumulations are occurring, right? So that's the one to keep an eye. That's one to keep an eye on. I'm not saying it pumps right away from here, right? As it go to a lower time frame, maybe it has to go all the way down into this area here, right, and build a proper base again, and then away it goes. Maybe it has to do that. We'll see. The next, couple of days will be telling for that. It's currently got a nice structure towards top right corner of the box, but it needs to pop back up into there, and then away it goes, right? So that's Ripple. When I'm talking about these, I'm talking more about what's going to put them in the news. It's up to you to figure the chart out because you have to trade your own system, right? If I draw something like a box or a squiggly line or whatever, it's to show what roughly I would like to see in addition to the coin being active in the eyes of the public. I think Ripple at some point soon will be active again because it's got the hype around the settlement and it's had long enough to consolidate. That's the reason. Now, Trust Wallet is one, again, that has had a nice lengthy cool off since the 7th of November, coming all the way down, forming a nice rounded out bottom. Had its big leverage shakeout yesterday. It's holding quite well. And again, what I like about Trust Wallet is more this theory. I guess the best box would be, I'll just draw it across all this. This theory around Elon Musk, Twitter, and CZ. I'll not repeat it. You can read it in great detail in Trading Analysis. And this all depends on, is Elon going to say something or progress things with Twitter? So this is not going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month. I don't know. It could happen in 15 minutes. It could happen fucking 6 months from now. So my view on it is, when the chart is starting to show early signs of strength, i.e. has a multi-week consolidation, sells off below the bands, reclaims them, holding, tries to lose them with a big massive wick, gets bought right back up, holding. So, as long as it's holding there, to me, I'm like, alright, maybe it's ready to go up. Because when it goes up, it really, really, really does go up. Right, you actually can't see it on this one. If I go to the full chart, this fucking thing can move when it moves. Right? So, as we saw just a few weeks ago. So maybe it needs much longer to the move up, overextension. Maybe it needs to come all the way down, consolidate, start to go again. I don't know. Not trying to predict exactly when, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Is it going to spend time consolidating here at the 50 and the 100 like it did before blasting off? Or is it too early? Are we more in the phase of here, where it sells off below, reclaims above, and has to go all the way back below? Maybe. I'll be watching out for that. But in a simple sense then, if this level gets lost, right, if you start to see it losing those bands, then I would expect for it to make its way all the way down and then have to go again. Yeah? So that's on my radar. Doesn't mean it's going to pump tomorrow or today or fucking next week or whatever. Similarly, Mask, which I'm not as bullish on, but Mask is just a coin I remember as having, it's actually got a better chart than Trust Wallet at the moment, but I remember Mask as being the exact same in terms of its time frames. Pumped hard on the Twitter takeover, right? Pumped anytime Elon was in the news, pumped about Twitter, right? Because Mask is a protocol that already integrates into Twitter. I don't think it's connected to them in any way. But when I look at this, I look at Mask doing well, I look at Trust Wallet doing well, and I look at Doge starting to grind up. When those three that are all related, at least in the past, have all been correlated towards Twitter pumps and Elon, whenever they're all starting to move again, I'm thinking, okay, are insiders prepping? Are they getting positioned? That's all I'm looking at. I'm just keeping an eye on them, right? Keeping track of them. And I'll finish with AKT. Because I think AKT right now, this is literally the moment. If it's going to follow the BitTensor model, which I talked about yesterday. So, don't know if it's going to, but this should break out from here and begin its final push. It's had long enough consolidating. It's had a nice, it's forming a nice compression, right? You set a high, you move up, sweep it out, sell off, but set a higher low, compress, compress, compress. Low volume, declining, compressing towards the highs, above previous resistance. This is bullish as fuck. Now, we're putting in a nice 4-hour candle currently. I'd like to see some nice strong impulse from Akash to take it above those levels, to look a bit like BitTensor, like it did here. Right, same thing, pushes up, starts to compress at the highs, nice reversal, breaks out, and then BitTensor is now going to consolidate and grind and eventually blow off top to 500 probably. Doesn't look like it's finished yet. Looks like just like it did over here. When you see something break out of resistance and just chill there in a bull market, right? When it breaks out of resistance and just chills there, it just chops around like this. Oh, yeah, people are going to try, like, should I sell? Should I sell? Never sell. Never, ever, ever sell that. That's one of the most bullish things you can see. Multi-week consolidation, breaks out, retests, and it's just chilling there. These are shit coins, right? The way they actually top is with some kind of overextension, meaning big spike all the way back. All right, that's where you're game over. Yeah. When you see big spike all the way back, and then price fails after the breakout, that's when you're like, okay, yeah. But BitTensor's been so strong. It had a big run up. This part looked like a potential blow off top. Consolidated. Tried to sell off. Held. Bullish. I actually don't like the project, but I think it's a good enough scam that they can pump it hard. From what I hear, it's just like ChatGPT, except it's slow and expensive. And you have to like do a very convoluted way of getting Bitcoin to be able to pay for your, every time you ask it a question, you have to pay it. Maybe they'll figure that out, but I don't think that that type of AI needs to be decentralized. But of course, number go up. That's all that matters. So anyway, AKT, follow the same path. Looking like it so far. Let's see how it can go. Now, of course, if AKT fails below the 100, you're probably going to then look at deeper correction all the way back to this previous inefficiency. But right now, momentum is with it on the way up. It's got good impulse, correction, impulse, price action, OBV, Yeah, OBV still good as well. OBV making new highs as price does. You get aggregated chart to see all of them. There we go. Really nice. Go to a daily. AKT's OBV has been up only. Strong. Strong. So, that's it. GM. Few different alts that I got my eye on. See you all later. Live stream, 5 p.m. UTC, GM.